Assalamualaikum. Good morning, everyone. Today, our topic of discussion is physiology, important topic, which is white blood cells. White blood cells are also called as leukocytes. They are the movable cells because they are not sexualized cells because they are not in a fixed position. They are throughout move in our whole body, and because they have important role in our immune system, they protect our body from the harmful germs and harmful foreign substances which enter into our body. Um, they are mostly present in the inflammatory or in the injury areas of our body, or they are mostly abundant in that area which is mostly exposed to the air, and mostly exposed part of our body mostly get injury and mostly get various kind of foreign substances enter from here. So therefore at these areas the concentration of white blood cells is greater. So they are throughout moving in our whole blood, and from blood they move into our inflammatory or the injury part of our body, and they fight with the germs and the microbes which enter our body, and they kill them and make our body protect from these harmful germs which enter our body. Then we discuss the formation of white blood cells, that how they form and how they protect our body. White blood cells are formed in two ways and in two areas. First of all, half of blood cells of our body form in our bone marrow, which is a spongy part. In bone marrow, we have potential hemopoietic cells are present, and hemopoietic cells have especially a massive cell which is called as stem cell. These stem cells have ability to divide with themselves, so therefore due to high division capacity they further divide and make a lot of cells and a lot of white blood cell types. These stem cells are responsible for the formation of all types of white blood cells, including neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, lymphocytes cells, and plasma cell, megakaryocyte, and all types of red blood cells are majorly are formed in the bone marrow. Now, these the partially white blood cells which are formed in bone marrow are mostly granulocyte and monocyte. Granulocyte cells are mostly neutrophil, basophil, and eosinophils, while the monocyte cells are agranulocyte because they have no granular appearance in them. Okay, while the granulocyte cells have granular-like appearance in them. Partially, white blood cells are formed in our lymph tissue, which are mainly lymphocyte cells. We have discussed sometimes. Some types of white blood cells are lymphocytes tissues, and these lymphocyte cells are formed in our lymph tissues, which is a part of our lymphatic system. Okay, lymphatic system is also included in our immune system, and it also protect our body. So therefore some of white blood cells are formed in these lymph tissue, and the half of white blood cells is formation occur in our bone marrow. Okay, now we discussed transportation of our white blood cell, that they are movable cell. They are throughout moving in our blood, and they make our body protective. From blood, they move toward the infected area, and then they combine, they engulf all the foreign substances into them, and they digest them and protect our body. Okay, sometimes they form pus, and this pus included dead white blood cells and the infected microbe which is responsible for our harmfulness. Now we discuss the composition of white blood cell. White blood cells compose of neutrophil, basophil, eosinophil, monocytes, and lymphocyte. And this percentage is given below. Neutrophils are present 62%, basophils are present 0.4%, eosinophils is present 2.3%, monocyte present 5.3%, and lymphocyte is present 30.0% in our body. Now the red blood cells, white blood cells are 7,000 milliliters per blood, and the platelets number is 30 thousand each microliter of our blood. Okay, now we discuss the characteristics of white blood cell. We discuss the types of white blood cell. We have here six types of white blood cells. Okay, now we discuss them. First we have polymorphonuclear neutrophils, then we have polymorphonuclear basophils, polymorphonuclear eosinophils, monocyte, lymphocyte, and plasma cells. First of all, neutrophil, basophil, and eosinophil, they are a granular site. Granular site means they have grains like appearance, means they have grains like appearance. Okay, or while the agranular site has no granular like appearance in them. Okay, and monocyte, lymphocyte, and plasma cells are included in our agranular site cells. Okay, now why we called neutrophils, basophils, and eosinophil as polymorphonuclear? Because we know that poly means many and morpho means structure, and nuclear mean nucleus, mean that they have many nucleus in their structure. We have explained it that polymorphonuclear mean many nucleus, mean that neutrophils, basophils, and eosinophils have many nucleus in them. They don't have only one nucleus or two nucleus, they have many nucleus in them, so therefore they are called as polymorphonuclear cells. Okay, now monophils, monocyte, lymphocyte, or plasma cell, they don't have nucleus in them or don't have many nucleus like neutrophils, basophils, and eosinophils, so therefore they are quite different from them. And then we discussed that granular site and monocyte. Okay, granular site are all these, and this is monocyte. What is their function? That they protect us from various germs and the foreign substances that enter our body. Now, the lymphocyte and the plasma cells, which are agranulocyte, they are the part of our immune system. Mean they protect our body. They are the part of our immune system. They increase our immunity and they play important role in the formation of antibodies and various kinds of things to kill and to neutralize the effect of germs which are entering in our body. Now we discuss megakaryocyte. In addition to plasma cells, a large number of fragments are also present in our white blood cells, which are called as megakaryocyte. As the name indicates, mega mean big, and the karyocytes mean big nucleus. Mean they have a structure with big nucleus, and therefore they are a large number of fragments present. They have a large size from the clone cell, so therefore they are called as megakaryocytes. Now we have to discuss the production of white blood cell, that how they are produced, and the genesis of white blood cells. Okay, in the genesis of white blood cell we have a myelocytic linkage and lymphocytic linkage. Myelocytic linkage, it just start from myeloblast, so therefore we call it name as myelocytic linkage. And the lymphocytic linkage, it start with lymphoblast, so therefore it is named as lymphocytic linkage. Okay, now as we have discussed that granulocyte and monocytes are formed in bone marrow. They not only form but also temporarily stored there, and then when our body need granulocyte or monocyte, then the brain sends signals to the receptor area sense the signals, and they cause our body tissue to release the granulocytes and all the monocytes. Then these granulocytes and monocytes float and transfer to the blood, and then they reach to our infected area where a foreign substance is present. They bind with that foreign substance and germ, and then they kill it and they protect our bodies. Okay, now we have lymphocytes and the plasma cells, as we have discussed that they form in our lymph tissue, and they not only form but also temporarily stored there. And when the foreign substances enter our body sense them, and then these lymphocytes and plasma cells kill it. Okay, now megakaryocytes are formed. They are formed by platelets. The large segments and the fragments of the platelets break down and they form megakaryocytes. Okay, and platelets are also called as thrombocyte. Okay, our RBC is called as erythrocyte. Our white blood cells is called as leukocyte, and our platelets are called as thrombocyte. Okay, the next topic is our lifespan of white blood cells, which is discussed in the next lecture. That's all about today lecture, and I hope that you will like it. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. And Allah Hafiz. Stay tuned.